This is an overview of chapters 12 and 14. Chapter 12 is focused on gender and sex. And while most people use gender and sex interchangeably, you are going to learn that they are two different things. Sex is easy to identify. It is simply one's biological identity. You know, the XX or the XY chromosomes that we learn about in high school biology. On the other hand, gender is societal expectations of what we expect someone to, the behaviors we expect someone to exhibit based upon their perceived sex. Now, of course, we can often be wrong. We may perceive someone to be male, and yet maybe that person either is a female or identifies as a female, is a transgender person. And so, sorry about that. I've got that little link in there. We make mistakes. We're getting better, although there is some degree of controversy over how much we should give into a change in our language to honor the identities that people say that they have. Personally, I'm in favor of honoring whatever identity someone tells me they have. It is not up to me to tell someone how to identify, whether by race, by ethnicity, by gender identity, etc. But there's always people who will disagree with me. In addition to learning the difference between gender and sex, you will also in this chapter learn about sexuality and how gender is not necessarily matched with one's sexuality. Most of the time they are. When we talk about a heterosexual cisgender person, we're talking about somebody who identifies as a biological male or female who adopts the behaviors of that particular biological identity and who is attracted to individuals that he or she should be attracted to. Most people currently identify as heterosexual cisgender individuals. Having said that, it doesn't mean that the other ways in which people might identify as either transgender or non-binary or asexual, etc., are not also valid. I hope that you keep an open mind as you move through the chapter and learn this information. Chapter 14 is focused on marriage and families, and in this chapter you will learn about the different kinds of families that exist and even how our ideas of what constitutes a family has changed over the last 50 years or so. Also, you will learn about how people think differently about marriage and having children today than 50 or 100 years ago. Indeed, many younger people decide not to have children. We don't call it childless because childless is different from child-free. Childless is someone who wants children but does not have any for whatever reason, biological or otherwise. Child-free refers to someone who has decided consciously not to have children. And so they are two very different things. In this module, I've given you a paper assignment where I ask you to think about how you feel about marriage, whether you can envision yourself being married one day, and about parenthood, and what are the pros and the cons of getting married or of having children, because no choice that we make has only pros. Here's a quick example of a con for me as a person who is married. I don't always like my in-laws. You know, sometimes they get on my nerves. But I must accept them because they come with the person that I married. He loves them dearly, and so I must do my best to like them. I hope you enjoy learning about the information in these two chapters, and I'll see you next time.